Today, I would like to pay tribute to the officers and servicemen that provide services for us folks, even though we don't recognize them enough. I've had several experiences in the green chair. One I remember was a family that came. There was a boy and a girl, mom and dad. And dad was dressed in camo. Well, he knelt down on this side of me, and mom was on this side, and the kids were on my lap, and we did our shtick. And mom went over to check out which of the pictures she wanted, and the two kids went with her. Dad didn't move. Dad just sat there, and he was looking over at them. And he said to me, "You know, I may never see them again." How hard can that be? As Santa Claus, I wasn't quite sure what to do. I said, "Are you still on active duty?" And he says, "Yes, I'm leaving in 2 weeks for Afghanistan." So I prayed with him right there, and then we hugged. And I've often wondered, did he come home? I certainly hope so. There was another time when I was sitting in the chair, but the chair was a sleigh at the time, and it was really wide. And Monday night was pet night. On Tuesday night, all of a sudden, in comes this dog with an officer right behind him. And they're going in that direction, and I thought, uh-oh, somebody's in trouble. Well, it wasn't more than about 4 or 5 minutes back he came, but this time he had his wife and little boy. So the little boy was put up here beside Santa Claus, and the dog was put up here beside Santa Claus, and we're ready to take pictures. The dog gets down. Hey, he made him come back up. Dog sits there. You're ready to take the picture. The dog gets down. So for the third time, they put the dog up here, and I'm thinking, hey, this is a trained dog. So when the dog started to move, I said, "Stay. We got the pictures." And I went through the thing with the little boy, and the dog was over there sitting. The fun part of this all was that the next day, my wife was working for a local veterinarian, and in came the officer. And Joyce says, "I understand that you and your dog and your family got the picture taken yesterday." And he says, "Oh, you've got to tell your husband something." The little boy was scared that because of the dog, Santa Claus could not get in the house. But now he realized, well, Nero knows Santa Claus, so we can get presents. There was another dog more recently than that one. This dog's name was Joker. He was on duty. In fact, he was chasing some perpetrators. And one of the perpetrators turned around with his gun and he shot the dog. Now, the dog got the bullet in the jaw and it did really a lot of damage. Mm. But over time, they were able to repair the jaw and the dog was back in action. As a matter of fact, there was a local law that was passed. It's called Joker's Law. And if somebody shoots the dog, it's the same as shooting an officer person. Well, as time went on, Joker was back in duty, and then finally he retired. And my tribute in this particular case was to his trainer and handler, because he took the dog, and the dog lived for another couple years. But when he finally he passed on, there was grief. Bad grief. When you lose an animal, there's grief there. But when you lose a special animal, like Joker was, a well-known, famous dog, their grief is even deeper. So my heart goes out to all three of these men who were involved. They deserve our help and our blessing. And there it is, Santa Pete, and I am Forever Santa.